Hello, my name is Kyle Hall from Bywater Solutions, and today I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how to use the new Docker-based sandbox system that I designed. First off, if you would like to create your own sandbox server, file issues, or submit contributions to the code, you can find it currently on GitHub. It is on the Bywater Solutions GitHub under the repo name Koha-sandboxes-docker. So this system is largely based on Koha testing Docker from Tomas Arazi, and also some various other work by other community members such as Jonathan Druitt. So to get to our uh, sandbox server, you need to go to sb1.sandboxes.bywatersolutions.com. If you just go to the Koha wiki for sandboxes from Google, and you go down to the Bywater Solutions section, you will see that is the link to our sandboxes. So from here, you see there are currently no sandboxes. We have a clean slate here. So you'll notice there is a create link, so you can go ahead and click that, and you get a form to fill out. So I'm going to put in my name. Your name is whatever you want it to be. It will be used to sign off patches, as you can see. The same with your email. And then you can give your sandbox a name. Test, your test. A very common one would be like bug 1234. I can give mine a name like that. And then you can put in a Koha number or a git remote and branch. So most of the time you will just put a bug number in here. But on very rare occasions you will see community bug reports where it says that the patches are not attached to the bug, and it provides you a git branch and a remote git repository where that code is. So in those cases you can paste the branch and repository URL in here instead of using the bug number. I'm going to pop over to the dashboard and find a bug that is likely to apply. So I am going to, let's see, I'm going to apply bug 21568 in this example because it is a nice simple patch. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change my sandbox name to bug 21568, and I'm going to type that bug number in here, and because I'm using bug number, I will leave git remote and branch blank. You can optionally put a description in. I don't think I need one. The same with notes. It's just another field to put things about this particular sandbox. And then we have our CAPTCHA, and we hit submit. So what you see here is now we have our sandbox, and you can see it says provision pending. So it's in the queue to be provisioned. This sandbox system only provisions one sandbox at a time. And if we refresh the page, we see it is currently provisioning. Since it is the only sandbox, that is not too surprising. You'll see there are a few buttons here still. The first is the delete button way on the right. That is pretty much always available and will destroy the sandbox. The other button that is available right now is the logs button, and you can see we have a plethora of logs that we can view. The one that is really interesting right now is the provisioning log. So this sandbox system is powered by Docker and Ansible, and so this log is actually a log of the Ansible playbook that creates new sandboxes. And you can actually read through it and see what's going on, and you can see down at the bottom that we need to wait a little bit before we apply a bug patch to know that everything is ready to go. So we can just continue to reload this until we see that it has updated. And it is. So now we see that it is continuing on. and it is kicking off an index of records. And if we go back here, we can start refreshing and wait to see where it says the status has changed to provisioned. Indexing appears to be taking a minute or two. And if we reload one more time, we see that it has completed. So now if we go back here, we see that it has been provisioned. So you see there are more buttons available now. So not only do we have the provisioning log, we also have the Docker log. So you can look at the logs in the Docker, and you can see right there the logs for our indexing of the records. You can also access the Plaque log for Koha. You can access the Apache intranet error log and the Apache OPAC error logs, which are empty right now because we have literally not accessed this sandbox yet, so there is nothing to log. And then at the very bottom is the Koha git log. So this will let you know if your patches were applied correctly. So you can see right here, the bug that I chose to apply has been applied successfully. And I know that I can continue on and test from here. If we go over a little farther, you see links to the staff and to the OPAC. And these are both Koha. So, along with these links, we also now have an Actions button. So this has a few options. The first is Restart Services. So what this does is it restarts Apache, it restarts Plaque, and it restarts Memcache. And you'll see it spun and waited a few seconds before it showed any output. It doesn't show the output until it's done with all of those actions. Next, we have a full Zebra reindex. Same thing, you won't see any output until the very end when the action is finished, and then it will output all of the logs that it has from that reindex. Like so. After that, we have Clear Database. So you saw that we were able to log in. If you choose Clear Database, it will wipe out the database that is created by default. So hopefully, if we load this now, we will get the installer, and you can go through a fresh installation from here. After that is the ability to apply more patches. So from here, you can apply additional patches that you hadn't applied before. Perhaps you are working on a series of bugs where each one builds on the previous one. You can just start with the base bug, test it, sign it off, add a new bug, test it, sign it off, add a third bug, and so on. You can apply all the bugs you want. It is important, though, after each application to know that it applied cleanly by checking your git log and making sure that all of the patches are in this list of the git log. And then lastly, we have our sign-off patch tool. So it is pretty basic. Since you already filled these out when you created the sandbox, you don't need to, but this does give you the opportunity to change them as well. And then the bug number. And then a very important thing is how many patches need signed off. So again, you can go back to the git log and count them here. So for example, if I were to sign off this one, which would be the one I would want to use, it would just be 1. But if we pretend that I had applied 20797, you would count 1, 2, 3 patches, and I would type 3 in there instead. So I would put in 1, and then of course I would type in my CAPTCHA, and I would hit submit, but since this is already signed off, I am not going to. You would see very similar. You would get a blank page, and after it had completed signing off, you would see some output, the logs about the sign off. That is everything there is to the Sandbox system as it stands right now. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and you'll see it immediately switches to deletion pending. Deleting takes a lot less time than provisioning, so I will reload this, and it is gone. All right, thank you. I hope this has been informative and helpful. Bye.